All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Hunter's Quest. And again, this is not just about my quest. That's why I always say The Hunter's Quest, not Hunter's Quest, because, yes, my name is Hunter, but this is about your quest, my quest, and all of our quests as hunters and as men. So I just, for some reason, wanted to reiterate that. I hope people don't think that I just named it after myself. Yes, that is my name, but it's about all of our quests, not just mine. So anyway, on that note, I have a cool episode this week with a guy who, similar to me, started his Western hunting journey not in the West. This guy is from the Midwest, I believe Iowa. So grew up whitetail hunting like myself, bow hunting like myself. And then, now he's a fairly accomplished Western hunter and working in the kind of Western hunting niche kind of section of the outdoor industry. He actually does work at GoHunt. So, again, I know you've been hearing a lot of GoHunt episodes lately, but I went out there to the headquarters and there's just a lot of killer hunters and really good dudes that work out there. So I just used that opportunity to record as many podcasts as I could, one of which being with my guest today, who is Chris Neville. He's also one of the co-hosts of the GoHunt podcast, Big Hunt Guys. And I did an episode with those guys as well, which hopefully will be airing soon. But Chris is a great dude. We talk about his film that he and his brother just recently did of an archery elk hunt. We talk about some of his upcoming adventures, some gear stuff. We hit a bunch of different topics, but it's entertaining. Chris is a good guy. He's funny, and I think you guys will enjoy this episode. So, I hope you guys enjoy it. Please subscribe. Please like the podcast. Go to my YouTube channel if you can and subscribe there. It's very helpful. Even leave me a review on Apple Podcasts and share the podcast with friends and family. Word of mouth is always really helpful. And, I appreciate y'all's support, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks. I'm here at the GoHunt Headquarters with Mr. Chris Neville. How you doing, man?
Good. How about you? Welcome to Vegas.
Yeah, dude.
It's a little bit hot here, huh?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I got it. Well, I thought it was supposed to be cold at night in the desert. Is that not a thing here?
Not here. Too much pavement. It just radiates right off the pavement.
I came outside of the airport. I was expecting it to be like a nice desert cool, and it was like sauna.
Right.
I was like, what?
I know. That's every time I walk around in the evening, I'm like, oh my God, it's still 100 degrees.
So it never really does get cool at
never.
night? Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not usually till like October we start getting like decent temperatures.
So how do you like living out here, man? It's got to be crazy. You're from like Iowa, right?
Yeah. Born and raised in Iowa. I've lived out here for 5 years now.
Okay.
And at the beginning, I wasn't, people are like, oh, you're going to live in Vegas and work in Vegas? I was like, yeah. I thought it was kind of strange at the time, but I've gotten used to it. And outside of the Strip, it's like any normal town or city, just your suburb life kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then you just got the craziness on the Strip.
Yeah, I went on like a hike this morning I was telling you about, and then I went to just grab like Chipotle or something real quick, and I was like, oh, okay, this is just like a normal town.
Yeah. And like where it's located, it's actually not too bad for hunting. So you got like Utah pretty close, you got Arizona close, you got Idaho that's fairly close.
Yeah.
Colorado's not too bad. So it's all like 8 hours every direction. You have like pretty decent hunting.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's a lot better than Virginia. I was on the plane for like 8 hours yesterday.
Yeah, because is that East Coast time too, Virginia?
Yeah. We're Eastern time. So we literally sat on the tarmac for almost 3 hours and then took off. It was crazy.
Just delays?
Yeah, just weather. And like flying right now is just crazy.
Yeah.
Have you flown recently?
Yeah. Where was I going? I think I was going to a bachelor party and I was like delayed for like 3 hours.
It's like a guarantee. That's actually why I was supposed to come out tomorrow, but I just booked it like a day early, just expecting to like not make it somehow. But it's good that way we can catch up. So tell me about growing up in Iowa and how you got your start. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check out Chris's new film. It's on the GoHunt YouTube channel called By Blood, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep, By Blood.
I just watched it the other day, and it starts off in the beginning with some cool like old family videos and stuff. So tell me about growing up out there and how you ended up being a Western hunter.
Yeah, so I grew up in like central Iowa, Des Moines area. If you're familiar, that's the capital of Iowa, about like 40 minutes, 30 minutes north of there.
Yeah, okay.
And we just grew up on We had 12 acres of woods that was surrounded by like 300 acres of woods.
Nice.
So it was one of those things like and that was my whole life I grew up in that same house. So I was exposed to like being in the woods and nature and all the time. And like my dad would fish a lot in Minnesota. We had cabins in Minnesota a lot. So like that's kind of where I started getting my foot in the door, just like fishing, being in Minnesota a lot, being out in the woods a lot, and then like decided to take it to the next level and start hunting.
Was your dad wasn't a hunter?
No, yeah. So my dad's never killed an animal. My mom's never killed an animal. Like there's no one on my dad's side of the family that's hunted. There's no one on my mom's side of the family that's hunted. So it was all just like my brother and I. You know, sometimes I say like it almost came to us. Like we didn't choose it. Like it just kind of happened to us, and then we decided to just take it to the next level. And you know, when you're little and you're always watching the Outdoor Channel, that was kind of always a dream to, you know, be on the Outdoor Channel, make a TV show.
Did you watch the Drury guys?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I was obsessed with those guys.
Yeah, they kill the biggest deer ever.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
Yeah.
They're
So I was watching a lot of that. So
they hunt in Iowa some, don't they?
Yeah. They have a farm down in southern Iowa.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I was kind of taking that. You know, back in the day, Outdoor Channel was pretty popular, so we were always just carrying around a video camera, filming each other.
Oh, so you got into the filming? Yeah, I remember one of the little clips in there is you're in the tree stand talking, right?
Yeah, that's all those clips I have. I have so much footage from when I was little, just like
that's
filming
awesome,
hunts.
Dude.
My brother and I would film each other out hunting.
Isn't it cool when like, as a grown-up, you're doing the stuff you're doing for fun as a kid?
Right. Yeah, and I was blinded for a long time. Like I didn't realize this till maybe a couple of years ago that like I was doing back then like what I'm doing now, and it's still a passion of mine. Like the whole time when I was going through college, like I never thought like, oh, I want to do this. This is what I'm gonna do.
It's almost like you talk yourself out of it. It's like too cool.
Right.
You're like, I can't do that. That's not a real job. You just talk yourself out of it. I did the same thing for years, and it took me. There's actually there's a Bible verse that says, "A dream deferred makes the heart sick." Right.
Right.
And so it's like, if you have a dream and you like, for whatever reason, talk yourself out of it or don't go after it, it can make you like heartsick. Right. And I was for a while until now I've kind of come back to it. But that's pretty cool coming full circle.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And I knew throughout college and high school, like my passion was the outdoors and hunting, and I knew I wanted my job to be in that space, whether that was marketing this or that, and it just happened to be that.
Okay.
Video content was something that I was fairly decent at, well versed in, just kind of carried
and naturally liked it,
right.
Obviously.
Yeah,
so, that's cool, man. So what is your actual job title here at GoHunt?
Video content manager. So just any
Sweet.
video needs, whether that's for marketing, social media, emails. Obviously our YouTube channel takes up a lot of my time.
Yeah. Now did you what'd you study in school? Did you do anything?
Journalism and mass communication. So
nice, man.
And then like a lot of the classes were more specific towards like the video side of journalism.
Yeah.
Than like writing, but.
And then out of school, did you get?
Yeah, so I did an internship here first.
Okay.
I had a semester left at Iowa. I did an internship here in the summer. I was like one of the first interns ever. So this was back when we had like 8 people.
Nice.
Brady was my boss. He was the first intern he's had. And then I went back, graduated college, and then they hired me on full time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been here since.
And at that point, had you already started getting into Western hunting and whatnot?
Yeah. So during college, I would probably say I was probably 21. My brother and I went out for our first Western big game hunt, just like anyone else from back east. You go Colorado, over the counter, get your dick kicked in. Not really knowing what you're doing. Your gear is terrible. Yeah. You're like really figuring stuff out on the fly, and I did that for a couple years. Okay. Before I came out here.
All right. So tell me about your first elk with a bow.
First elk with the bow.
Yeah.
We have it on film. It's the Wyoming Out West with Trail.
Okay.
Was the first elk I ever shot with a bow, and it was probably one of the most memorable because it was something like I was trying for and looking forward to, and like something I really wanted really bad.
How many years did it take to?
I think it was probably like 4 years then.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 years of trying.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of like over the counter stuff, and then I finally get still a general tag, but compared to Colorado, Wyoming general tag.
Yeah.
A way better opportunity than being with Trail.
Yeah, someone knows.
It's always a leg up, and that's where I would say like I've been really fortunate in coming here, and my learning curve being like cut in half just from like the people I hang out with, the people I hunt with, like Brady and Trail.
Yeah.
Two of the best hunters I know.
Yeah.
And I've hunted with them multiple times. So just
That's
like
awesome.
cutting that learning curve down from
yeah.
just like going on hunts at the very beginning when I first started working with those guys.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard for like them to like let somebody like a newbie. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't know a lot about Western hunting. I just knew like work hard, try your hardest, you know, don't give up. Because those guys like to hike as far as they can and go to the craziest places they can. And if you do that, you don't complain, you know, and then it's just picking up all the knowledge from how they hunt and do different things.
It is a lot because it's not like you're just learning a new species or like just a new weapon or something. It's like a new weapon, new species, new terrain, backpacking, woodsmanship, like all the hiking, physical fitness, like, and it's a totally different style of hunting. It's a huge learning curve.
Yeah, I would say it took me like 5 years to where I'm like super comfortable in backcountry hunting, planning, like going on my own. And you got to think that's somebody, for me, who I'm around this all the time, right? This is what I do for a living. Right. This is, I do it, I'm around it more than like the average person. Mm-hmm. So like I probably for like a regular person, it's probably a little bit longer, just like become comfortable with backcountry.
Yeah, if you only like 1 week a year or something.
Yeah. And just like the regulations and how to apply in different states.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like if I was literally not working at GoHunt, I didn't know and have to be around that all the time.
Yeah.
Like there is no way I would know all that knowledge.
You could have like your full-time job be just like applying for stuff.
Right.
And like fill up your time basically.
Yeah. I mean, heck, that's
nuts.
a lot of it. What we do here, trying to figure out our hunts, game planning, which it's crazy.
Yeah, because it's a long game. You got to think 2-3 years out in advance and set things up in kind of a strategic way.
Yeah, and nowadays it's even getting tougher as they're starting to take away those, general over-the-counter opportunities. But there's still a lot of opportunities to be found.
There is, and that's why I hate when people go like all super negative and no. It's like, dude, there's still like I'm going on just an antelope hunt this year. I figured I was gonna go film for somebody like for elk. I was like, dude, no, I want to go hunt. I don't want to just film somebody.
Yeah, smart.
So I was like, I'm just gonna, and I had already burned my antelope points last year. So I was like, dude, I'm just gonna use GoHunt and find the best unit I can. That's 0 point unit, 100% draw. And I found one, and I mean, it's probably gonna be a little bit of a shooting gallery, but I'm just gonna get there a day early, camp somewhere good, and just be there when the sun rises, and I think I'll be all right. It's still pretty. I mean, like I said, there's hunts you can do.
Right, for sure. And
so many guys like sit for years just waiting, like build points. Like there's this one guy that keeps, you know who you are if you're listening, keeps messaging me on social media and stuff and just talking about different stuff. And he's got like 4 or 5 points for like every species. And I'm like, dude, just make a plan, just go. Stop overthinking it.
Right, yeah, and that's a lot of the times those people that wait for so long, you're not actually hunting. So you're not even becoming a better hunter.
Right.
So when that time comes, you do get a limited entry tag.
Yeah. And you're like, what do I do?
You're not as good as if you would have went to Colorado for 5 years in a row.
Totally.
Really learned how elk or mule deer function, and then you have that limited entry tag, be way better prepared.
Yeah. A lot of guys fall into that trap, and it's easy to. I was there too, and Dan Staten said to me one time, he was like, just go get reps. Just go do it. Like even if you're in the worst place ever and you fail, just do it. Yeah. The more you're in it, even on like anytime you're outdoors, you're learning something. If you're scouting, you're learning how they pattern or how they move in the summer, which can then benefit you in the hunting season. Even just like putting on a stalk is something that like isn't talked about a whole lot because I think it's kind of taken for granted by a lot of guys who've been doing it forever. But if you're used to just sitting in a tree stand, like even just figuring out the terrain and the wind and the best way to approach an animal is a different skill.
Yeah.
So it's, it takes practice.
Yeah, practice for sure.
I saw that one video you did that like your 5 lessons. It was like, don't go on every stalk.
Yes. I did learn that one the hard way, but I probably on that hunt, I was antelope hunting in Montana with Brady. I bet you I went on 50 stalks.
Oh my gosh. You're eastern Montana?
Yeah, just worn
I drove
out.
through there this year. There's a lot of antelope in there.
Dude, ton of antelope.
They already had like big horns too.
Yeah.
This was after my bear hunt, like May or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm coming back here.
Yeah, antelope hunting is a good hunt,
It's fun.
especially for somebody. That was my first Western big game animal that I actually killed. Was an antelope in Wyoming.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good hunt to kind of get your
Absolutely.
feet wet. I always recommend it. Like someone that's first coming out west is like, look for an antelope hunt.
Yeah.
Easy to draw tags.
It's fun.
High success rate.
Yeah.
Really fun. You can take buddies.
Yeah.
Truck camp.
It's not intense. You're not freezing necessarily. You could be, but Yeah, that's a really fun one to start. So do you still ever get the camera in your hands and film?
Yeah,
or, okay.
yeah. So I'll still do some filming around the office, but
Okay.
not as much
Not
as
in the field.
not as much as I used to. Yeah, not a ton in the
Is
field
that kind of how you
anymore.
got started? Was like
Yeah.
camera guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to, up until maybe like 2 years ago, I was filming everything that you would see like on our YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I'd film it all, and then we had like a third-party editing company that I would
Okay. See,
get them.
I didn't know that.
Then they would edit. I used to edit too, but to do all that and film, and then like other stuff that I had to do on the side, like social media.
Dude, if you're trying to put together like 3 or 4 hunt films, editing, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
People don't understand, like, oh, I want to make hunting films.
Yeah.
And then they put it in the computer and they're like, I don't want to make hunting films anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I think this year we're coming out with 9. Last year we came out with like 10 or 11. But yeah,
legit.
for our Going Originals, we have the same guy that edits them all.
Yeah.
He's been here since day one. That's Mather McCallar. He lives out in Seattle.
Okay.
So I work with him closely on
Yeah.
all the Going Originals, and then when I'm not working on Going Originals, it's YouTube videos that we do weekly. But yeah, a lot of now that we have like some other employees, I've got some more hands on deck that we're, doing different tasks.
So tell me the story of that elk. I haven't seen that video yet.
Which one?
Your first one.
The first one. Oh,
first
out
archery elk.
west.
Yeah.
Dude, there's footage in there from when I was little again, and that one that we used.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of
I
like
need to
played
check
in
it
there.
out.
Because yeah, the storyline of that one was like out west on my first elk hunt with trail kind of thing, and we got in them for sure. And then we ended up killing 2 elk on the same wallow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we sat on this wallow, like this whole canyon and basin were completely dry, and there was kind of like pre-rut, not like super rutting hard. So we'd call, and then he would just bugle back, grab all of his cows, and then run off, kind of just like keeping it away until they get hot. So we knew it was going to be kind of tricky to call an elk. And then we stumbled into this wallow, and we knew there was no water in that whole drainage.
Oh, yeah, so.
And Trail loves to sit.
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah. Patience. And I'm a whitetail hunter, so I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll sit. Like that's where I think a lot of different Western hunters are like, no way I'm sitting on a wallow.
Yeah.
They can be highly effective if you're patient and wanting to sit.
Yeah.
So we sat there. I think Trail shot one the first day, went back, sat there, nothing. And then I think it was like towards the end of the trip, maybe we had 2 days left. Another one came in and I shot it.
Nice.
Yeah. It was like kind of right at last light. And it was actually like a high lung shot. And there wasn't a lot of blood, so I was like getting worried. And we found the arrow, and it looked decent. And there's like little chunks of fat because it was high enough in the top of the lungs, like it hit some of the fat like below its spine. And so like I was pretty worried. Then Trail's like, hey, I think I have some blood over here. And I walked over, and there it was.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but then what sucked was we had 2 bulls down. We had his quartered out, but it was still at camp, and we're like 6 miles from our truck.
Ooh.
So we had to gut mine out. We're like, all right, we're going to pack out his in the morning, then we'll come back in, quarter mine up, and then pack it out. So
you did like 1 load for each elk?
Yeah.
Dang.
So, yeah, it was rough. Completely deboned. We have a cameraman too that we'd give some.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like 3 people.
Okay, so that's a little better, but that's still grueling.
Yeah, I've done that twice with Trail. It's awful.
Yeah, that is rough, man.
But yeah, we got him off, thank God.
Wow, that's cool. So kind of going back to, your brother and getting started and all that stuff, you got this new film out, which is cool. I watched it just the other day. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. So tell me about that hunt, because I think you already mentioned it, so I'm thinking it's like a huge spoiler alert, but it was a tough hunt.
Right, yeah. It was one of those, it was a really good hunt, but it was a really tough hunt at the same time. I mean, going in there, we knew of the spot, we knew there was going to be elk there, It's just a matter of time of finding them.
How many points did your brother have?
I think he had 5 points.
Okay.
4 or 5 points, and I had 0. So I wrote all of his points in there.
I forget, is Wyoming average, or does it take
average.
Okay, so you went in with 2.5, 3 points or whatever.
Yeah. So we drew that, and then we knew this spot was a good spot, so we went in there, and the way we like to hunt is definitely get as far away from people as possible.
Yeah.
Mobile camp. Find the elk, follow the elk. We're moving our camp every day wherever the elk are going. Because on this hunt in particular, there would be elk. They would move 5 miles a day down this drainage. If we weren't moving our camp, we would have another 5 miles to go the next day. They were covering country.
People might not you see a film and like, oh, they're setting up the tents or whatever, and it's like, okay. But when you're actually out there and you have to set up and break down camp every day and all that hiking you're doing, that's like, it's not easy.
No.
And like just that extra little bit of like work at the end of the day, like makes it that much, like, because it's nice when you can hunt all day and like, oh, okay, at least I can get back to camp and like,
have a nice
even then,
setup.
you can sit there and eat your meal, and even then, like, it's usually pretty late by the time you get your stuff squared away for the next day and you're ready to sleep. But if you're gonna like redo camp every night, that takes some discipline.
That's why you got to find a good camp setup. So you have like something quick, easy, usually like a tarp system.
Okay.
Bivvies are really good.
So what do you like for
I have the Sky Air ULT Stone Glacier.
Okay.
Yeah, the tarp.
Do you use the inside part?
Yeah, I use the mesh insert.
You're not a floorless guy, huh?
Yeah. So the reason I use the mesh insert, I just keep it attached right to the tarp, so I can fold it all together and it comes back.
Yeah.
So I never have to like attach it again.
Yeah.
But the reason I like that, so if it is like stormy, then I have a little bit of that bathtub that comes up, so if water comes underneath there, I don't run any of that situation.
I ran a Silex on this bear hunt I did this year. It's the first time I've ever done floorless, because before I was like, yeah, I'm good. But I just was like, whatever, I'm gonna try it. I was actually really surprised how dry it kept me. Condensation was a little bit of an issue. Right. Every now and then I have a tick crawl across my face in the middle of the night. I did have a ground squirrel or like some kind of mouse
around on the inside.
I woke up and I was like, I thought I heard something in the night, and then like I woke up and there was like fresh dirt like over here by my face, and I like pulled up my pants and there was like a fresh burrow like dug. Right. I was like, okay. But other than that, I mean, like I was really surprised at how. I mean, it rained every single day. Yeah. Like some days a lot. But my stuff stayed. I mean, you got to be a little careful, like coming in and out, and you know it's not perfect. But
I've used a ton of those Seek Outsides and those colder late season hunts. And
but you like that?
I like the Sky Aerial just because it's light.
Yeah.
Super light, really
Is there
small.
a pretty big difference between the Silex and that thing?
The Silex might be even lighter. The Silex is super light.
Yeah, especially the Dyneema one with no stove jack.
Yeah, that one is really light.
Yeah. But I had the one with the stove jack anyway on this trip. But anyway, back to the hunt. So you guys are moving camp every night, trying to keep up with these elk, and so
because basically like the storyline was, so at the beginning, my brother and I grew up hunting together, right? And like we were with each other, learned how to hunt from each other. Yeah. And as we got older, he got a different job, I got a different job. Our career paths took us different directions.
Right.
So we hadn't hunted together that often. Like whereas we used to hunt all the time together, so it's kind of like coming back together and hunting again for the first time after not hunting with each other for a long time. Kind of is like the main storyline. But yeah, we were in a ton of elk. It's just one of those, just not a lot going our way. Yeah. We had opportunities to be, we're looking this way. He's like set up, make a call, and like there'd be an elk come off to the left, just like in wide open.
Yeah,
that,
I remember that.
I was looking at, he wasn't looking at.
Yeah.
A lot of like one more step. We would have shot. He's behind brush and. Yeah,
and okay, so can we talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, so was that the first day?
I think it was probably like the second or third day.
Okay.
Yeah, we just made it because it was probably I want to say it was the second or third day. Yeah. Okay. It seems a little faster just cutting it. We made it a little bit quicker at the beginning since there wasn't. Yeah. We're basically just caught in a storm for about a day and a half, 2 days of just snowstorm.
So you guys end up shooting an elk but wounding it, and dude, it happens to everybody. If you bow hunt or rifle hunt long enough, it's gonna happen to you. It's happened to me. It's definitely like the worst ever. Like a clean miss is way better. Right. I was actually on a hunt last year. I was filming for Dan, Elk Shape, and we had the same thing. Like, we hunted hard for 9 days. Nothing was really going our way. We got into elk the last night, and he had it was a long shot, like 75, 80 yards or something on this bull. And as soon as he let that arrow fly, the bull just takes one giant step, and it hit it like right in front of the back ham. And we found really good blood, and we tracked that thing for miles. I even missed my flight home because we were looking for it so much, and it's the worst feeling ever.
No, and from where I was standing, I didn't know like what angle the bull was at. I just saw the shot was tight behind the shoulder, and as like up and down on the bull, like it was dead middle but it's just tight. Yeah. Tight on the shoulder. And I saw the penetration looked all right. Like there was definitely arrows sticking out, but I thought he got enough.
Yeah.
And then coming like after talking with him, it's usually you can tell like right away when you're talking to somebody after they shot a animal, like kind of what their vibe is.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's usually your first instinct. You
like,
either
oh, I
think you
smoked
crushed
it.
it or you're
Yeah.
a little hesitant, and he was kind of hesitant. So I started asking him, like, which way was the animal facing? Was it this way? He's like quartering away a little bit. And the one thing that you can't see in that video, because the camera was like behind brush and
yeah, it was a little hard to see it happen,
you can't see it. He was quartering away. It's like 30-yard shot, and it was elevated. So he was shooting uphill. So you got to think that arrow's going up and it's forward on a quartering away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my first reaction was like, oh, you crushed it from where I saw him. Like, oh, he's dead. And then once we started tracking,
you could tell from the sound he'd hit it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thwack.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then blood was all right. And then maybe I thought maybe he got one lung. It was tight. Maybe a quarter away, got one lung.
Yeah.
But we looked. This thing never took a bed.
And you guys did your work looking for it.
We looked forever. We looked so hard we found another bull, right?
Yeah, you guys found a dead elk randomly.
Yeah.
Did you ever figure out what the story was with that?
So my best guess is, and I've gotten questions on this since the video. So one, that bull was shot in the guts. So my guess is they probably didn't find it for a while. So once they got to it, they wanted to completely quarter it and take all the meat out. Because you can't eat the antler, so I'm guessing then they come back because it was fully processed.
Okay.
The only thing that was there was the head.
The
so
head.
That's why it like looks really weird on video because it's like, what the hell? Why is there an elk like processed? And some people didn't see that it was fully processed, but it was fully processed, just the head. And that was kind of my guess was shot it in the guts.
Back for it.
Probably was like took them a little bit longer to find it. They got it, wanted to get the meat out as quick as can, and then come back and get the head. And I did see horses earlier that day, like working that way.
Okay.
So I'm guessing those were the same guys. And we just caught it in between them, like leaving to come back and get the head or not.
Yeah. And so we were talking about it earlier. Well, and those things are just, it's incredible how tough they are. Like, it still blows my mind that like you can get a single lung hit and they just survive. Or, like anyway, but those things are just so tough. But just a question I had, we were talking about it earlier, but just, for on the record or whatever, like, I was kind of wondering why you didn't sort of step in as like the hunter after that.
Right.
So what was that dynamic?
I mean, my one thought was the reason I'm on this hunt is because my brother had all the points. Like I wouldn't even be on that hunt without him. So it was kind of like my goal was like he gets first shot, he gets the first elk.
Yeah.
And after that happened, I kind of wanted him to like get redemption and
probably felt pretty bad for him.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy to try to take that away. Like after you have that happen and go through all that, And I was perfectly fine with him hunting again and keeping hunting. And that's another question we got. It's like, how come you didn't, notch your tag some people are saying since you shot it, you should notch your tag.
Yeah.
Which like legally, if you don't have the bull in your possession and the bull is actually dead, you legally don't have to notch your tag.
Right.
So it's not a question of right or wrong. It's based on the hunter's opinion of the decision of everything that went down. And after looking as hard as we did, the blood that we found, the angle of the bull, the elevation, the upward angle of the arrow, we felt that bull was probably still alive.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that it is still alive. And like my theory is he was front, how like the lungs go down and they're as the farther forward you go, the lungs begin to go down. Mm-hmm. He was probably tight right behind the shoulder and it was quartering away. I think he went right over the top of the front lungs.
Dead zone, that like meat zone or whatever.
Just no man's land.
Yeah.
So
well, like I said, you guys did your best to find the animal and it happens to the best of us. And but you guys did keep positive attitude, kept hunting hard. Yeah, what you got to do is you got to be able to shake those things off and just keep going. Yeah.
And we had, we're definitely on a herd of elk, but it was like one of those that were running almost too hard.
Oh, you just couldn't pull. Yeah.
Running everywhere on dead sprint. Cows this way, cows that way, bulls this way.
Yeah.
It was the same kind of thing. Like one more step, we would have had a shot, or if we looked this way, we would have had a shot.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. Sometimes it falls your way, sometimes it doesn't.
That's right. That's hunting, man.
That's why we keep going back out there to.
If you notch your tag every single time, it wouldn't be as cool.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't.
Yeah, but we gave it our best, and like I always say, anytime you go out, like my goal is like for an opportunity. That's what I consider.
Yeah.
a successful hunt. Is if you're given an opportunity, then you put yourself in the position to have that. And if it didn't happen, whether it be Mother Nature or you messing up, like you were there, you had a chance.
And I feel like a lot of times you actually learn more from a quote unquote unsuccessful hunt than you would, because if you kill the animal, it's just like, oh yeah, and you don't really think about it. You're just like in the joy of, tagging out. But when you don't, you're really picking it apart, like what could I have done differently, and you really learn a lot from those.
Yeah, gotta keep you humble. And hey, we got redemption.
Yeah.
My brother and I drew Wyoming elk tag again this year with 0 points.
Oh, nice, dude.
0
just
points.
got a random?
Yeah, drew a random tag, so it was probably like
hunt?
8% chance.
Wow.
Yeah, just a general tag. So that's the elk god saying, hey, we kind of got you guys last year, but this time.
That's awesome. Are you guys gonna film it again?
I'm not for sure, because it's kind of like the same storyline. So we with our films, we usually try to come up with different storylines that we haven't done before. And we got a bunch of other elk hunts.
Yeah, story is really important.
But I think I'm going to go with rifle this year.
Okay.
Because I got a New Mexico archery.
So it's a general tag?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll have 3 elk points in Wyoming next year. At one point, that was like enough to get you a general tag.
I know, right?
It seems like not so anymore, huh?
Yeah, it's probably around like 4. Depends on if you go into special, and it could be getting a lot harder with the new.
Yeah, the new tag allotment thing.
The new tag allotment that they're trying to pass.
I hope that doesn't go.
Because it's going to be. No Wyoming resident should be complaining about tags, because they can get more tags than anyone in some of the best country ever.
Yeah.
Every single year,
they
can put more tags in their pocket than a lot of different states.
Yeah, that's so that kind of leads into my next. So I wanted to hear like what kind of ventures you got on the books for this fall.
Yeah, so I got Brady, Trail, and I are going to go to Colorado. We got an antelope hunt out there in the Eastern Plains.
Was that archery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're making Brady get a bow in his hand again.
Have you shot an antelope archery buck yet?
I haven't. I've missed.
That's got to be so hard.
I've missed a couple.
Okay.
But no.
I haven't even attempted it yet, but I know it's got to be hard.
I mean, we're probably sitting blinds. That's the most effective way to do it. Yeah, sitting blinds and wait on water.
Yeah.
But then after that, I got New Mexico.
Does that be like
that's like
Eastern
in August.
Colorado?
Yeah, August. And then I got New Mexico archery elk with trail in like mid-September.
Okay. What's the story on that tag? Is that like you guys getting a landowner tag or something?
No,
or
that's a draw, yeah.
Oh, you got
we drew it, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so the good thing about New Mexico is there's no bonus or preference
it's just
points.
random.
Yeah, you just have a chance.
So you had some good luck this year. You drew a New Mexico tag and you drew a 0 point elk.
Yes, I had some good luck falling my way. Thank God. But the thing is, it always comes and goes. There'll be like some years I don't draw a damn thing. You're like, what? Like even if I had points, But this year was kind of falling my way.
So you said New Mexico archery elk, archery pronghorn in Colorado, and then you're probably do a later season Wyoming.
Yeah, I'll probably go in October, and then I got Idaho deer tag that I picked up. I'm still debating on what I want to do with that one.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I picked one up early in the queue in December when you have to get
what
in
number
line.
were you?
Oh, dude, I was 30,000.
30?
Oh, I'm always so far in the back.
I think Trail told me that because I was like, dude, I'm 13,000. He's like, Neville was 30 or something.
I'm always way in the back. But I mean, that's still that's a good. Just get in there. Yeah, get in there and get a tag. You can always turn it back in. Get an elk tag, get a deer tag.
I got both.
You already got 2 right off the bat, before the year starts.
Yeah, I got 2 because I asked Trail because I got caught off guard by it, like the December 1st thing, because I'm still pretty new. And
right.
I was like, someone mentioned it, and I was like, what? And so anyway, Trail had helped me out with stuff before, so I texted him. I was like, dude, sorry to hit you up, but I have no idea what. And so he gave me a few suggestions of places to look at, and I found one that looked cool and had a concurrent elk season. So I was able to pick up both, and that one actually, Luke is going with me.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. He said he was on the phone with you earlier, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was talking to them. This is the time of year I'm pretty busy reaching out to our freelancers, getting their schedules. A lot of scheduling on our GoHunt originals, and who's gonna film what. And
cool, man. So so that one, we're gonna tag team it. So we both have tags. Nice. We're both gonna film and hunt, kind of spot it, got it, kind of thing. And if we, Lord willing, could be both of our first mule deer.
That'd be sweet. Yeah. What time of year are you guys gonna go?
Late October.
Nice.
Like that last 10 days of October.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I tried picking up a whitetail tag this year, but I didn't draw one in Iowa.
Move to Virginia. You can buy 6 over the counter every year.
Sounds nice. Yeah, because I've been starting to get the whitetail itch lately.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been trying to sit somewhere in a
Well,
tree
you're
stand
Iowa
and-
boy. I mean,
yeah.
that's in your blood.
Yeah.
You don't have that family land anymore?
I mean, we still do, but you still have to draw it. It sucks.
So
Non-residents.
it's really hard to get a whitetail Iowa tag, huh?
Yeah, you gotta have you have to build up points just like Western State.
Wow. Like how much?
I think I need 3 or 4 to draw my area.
Okay.
Yeah, and they break it down into areas.
Dang.
They have 8 different zones.
That's crazy. So a lot of non-residents come out there to whitetail hunt, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's why there's big deer there because it's hard to get tags. there.
Yeah. Well, he's got a set of sheds on his desk that are like moose paddles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're pushing 190, close to it. Big whitetail.
Yeah. So, okay, so you have a lot of gear videos on the GoHunt thing, YouTube channel.
Yes.
Not thing. But one of your tips on your little 5 tips thing was be better prepared,
Yes.
which I thought was interesting since you have all these gear videos, but then you said you forgot your bow stabilizer on one.
Yeah.
So have you gotten better about
Procrastination
that?
will really get you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's something definitely with time and knowledge and doing it enough times.
Yeah.
I've already started. I already got my elk gear list pretty much ready to go.
So you are a list kind of guy.
Not so much. I have one. I for sure have one. I mostly have one because to do all these videos. I require everyone to give me a list so then we can put
it in the shop.
Yeah, put it on the shop and all that different kind of stuff. But yeah, I definitely have one. But my strategy is I'll go into my garage or a room that I walk by all the time.
Yeah.
And I set up all my gear for the hunt I'm going on, and I just every day when I just walk by and look at it. And it's usually stuff will come to me oh, I forgot this. Oh, I need this.
Yeah.
It's kind of
There's so many little tiny things that
Yeah.
you need time. If you try to pack all in one sitting, you will forget stuff.
Yes, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what always, even if it's just a little bit get your clothing ready.
Yeah.
At least you have that one piece dialed, and then get this ready, get that ready. And
Yeah.
Yeah, a list definitely does help because then you can obviously go through and check.
Right.
I got this.
Yeah. I usually have kind of a running list on my phone, and I'll just be driving, oh, and then boop.
Write it.
Get this thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's usually the last is my food. I'll put my food together.
Yeah.
But I've already even started, thinking about the food that I take.
Yeah, I always find that I always am overloaded with sweet kind of stuff for the middle of the day, and I always want more salty stuff. That's one thing I learned this year. I brought these you ever had those Japanese rice crackers with the seaweed on them? Dude, they taste like sushi.
Delicious.
Do you like sushi?
Oh yeah, I love sushi.
Okay, they're called I can't remember what they're called. But they're rice crackers with this soy sauce kind of glaze. I mean, they're dry, and then they have the seaweed around them. Pop it in there, it tastes like you're eating a little bite of sushi. And I was devouring those.
I'm definitely
Go to an Asian market.
Yes, I'm gonna have to get those.
I'll show you what they are. They were so good. But anyway,
yeah, the food list is always a funny one. I'm always,
do you bring stuff or do you make stuff?
I eat for dinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll usually just have a Peak Refuel or Mountain House or something. But for
Same.
lunch, I'll bring salami, cheese, chips.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's because the salami is super calorie dense.
Yeah, and I do I do pita bread now.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter, and then I bring mayonnaise and mustard and all that shit.
Nice.
Dude, those little packets of mayonnaise and mustard go such a long way.
Oh yeah. Just having a little fat and a little flavor. And
I've done it before, just I don't need any of that. And I'll bring a hot sauce packet for each day.
Yeah.
You'll eat that same dry sandwich and you're like, God damn it. I would kill for some mayonnaise on this thing.
No, it's the little things like that that just kind of keep you.
And people always hit me up and I bring cheese, I'll bring sliced cheese that are prepackaged.
Yeah, the Tillamook things. Yeah, I get
people
those too.
Dude, how's that not go bad? I'm like,
it doesn't.
No, you could put that thing in the 100-degree weather and it would be fine.
I brought 2 packs of those and a thing of summer sausage to Arizona last year bow hunting, and they were out for a week and they were fine.
Yeah.
In Arizona. I mean, it was January, but still.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm always looking in my food list, but I've got it pretty dialed now where I've learned, what I like, what I don't like.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times they consider what you eat on a regular day.
Yeah.
What do you like normally?
Right.
I know I like peanut butter, chocolate, chips and sandwiches. So I'm gonna bring something.
Yeah. Why would you bring random stuff you don't like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
It depends on the person. I know some guys that are super into candy and sweets.
Yeah.
So they'll bring Skittles and other stuff
Right.
like that. Where I'm more.
See, I never eat
I'm a
that.
chocolate candy kind of guy.
Yeah, I never eat really candy anyway.
No.
So I'm like, why would I bring like gummy bears and
Right,
stuff? Like
yeah.
I don't eat that stuff
No.
anyway. But to each their own. But Mark like he had like homemade chicken pot pie
Oh, yeah.
and like pad thai. Dude, it was
So
like
good.
his freeze dried chicken pot pie was like better than like most like regular chicken pot pies
I
I've
bet.
had. Like it was so good. So Mark's he's supposed to do a class about that, but anyway.
Yeah, if I had more time, I mean, usually when I'm getting like putting my food together, I'm like a week out. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's a time drain.
yeah, just getting all your gear and food ready, like
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time.
For sure. I tried going down that. I might revisit it, but especially if you got multiple trips in a year, that's a lot to try to do all your own
Right.
food too. I think Mark has his wife helping him out.
Yeah.
So.
Come on, Mark, send us some.
Dude, I told him, I was like, dude, I will pay Amy to make
Give me
this for
some
me.
of these. Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding. So what's your like, oh, just really quick on that. And I don't remember what time we started, but are you okay on time?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was going to say, so you're kind of a gear guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at
Not trail status?
no,
but
not trail status, but you know,
Do you have
I guess,
any new
I guess,
pieces of
I guess
gear?
it's the people I hang out with. Like,
You have to be.
yeah, I have to be kind of a.
Do you have any like new pieces of gear that you're excited about for this year, or stuff that's like old standbys that's just like solid for years and you love it?
One of the best things that I have that people always ask me a question on are my mittens that I wear.
Okay.
Because I buy them off Amazon, and they're literally just wool like mittens, but they have the fingers cut off and the thumb cut off. But then they do have a flap that go
Yeah.
over. I
Those
just
are
like
money.
versatility, and then like because a lot of times you need your fingers and hands
yeah.
to do shit.
Or cameras.
And I hate gloves because they don't keep my
too.
hands warm. And then you just put the mitten flap over, so it's good. Like carrying your bow, you can take it off,
Yep.
shoot, all that kind of stuff. That's probably like one of my favorite like small things that I really like.
That's good.
But like a new piece that I've just started using that people ask me questions all the time is hip quiver. So I don't shoot with a quiver
Yeah.
on my bow. So I have this hip quiver. It's called Total Peep Hip Quiver. And basically what it does is just connects to your belt loop, or you can put it on your hip belt on your backpack. And you're like able to move it in all different positions
nice.
that feels comfortable
cool.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, I never shoot with my hip quiver on,
Yeah.
or on, like
On your
quiver
bow.
on my bow.
Right.
So
That's good.
and it's just added weight this way and that way. You have to redo my stabilizers, all that stuff. I just don't think it's as efficient. So just hip quiver it.
Because you're much more of you like bow hunting. better.
Yeah. Archery's definitely
your
my
thing.
thing for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's kind of like so like Brady is like the mule deer guy, you know, I've heard him say before, like he doesn't really stockpile points, like he just likes to hunt.
Right.
So that's kind of his like philosophy, you know, you could say strategy, but more interested in like, what's like your tag Western hunting strategy, but more like philosophy, like overarching.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar in that, but not so species specific. Like
Yeah.
I'll hunt anything really.
Yeah.
If I just like hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite, I'll say, is elk for sure. Is my favorite type of hunting. So I'm always trying to find, more elk tags to put in my pocket than anything else. But like, I love mule deer hunting. I love elk hunting.
Yeah.
Just depending on the year.
And
like
do you do kind of some kind of rotation, or like do you have certain states, or do you go for all of them?
I mean, I build points in every state. I apply in every state.
Like every state.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
If you have the bandwidth to do it, why not?
Get credit cards. That's you got to have multiple.
Go into debt.
You have to have multiple credit cards during application season. That's the number one secret.
Yeah.
You got to have multiple credit cards during application season, but. Yeah, I mean, depending on the year, like this year I was really wanting to go whitetail hunting, so I was looking at different whitetail hunting opportunities. Always like to put an elk tag in my pocket for September, and then maybe one deer hunt with a rifle sometime.
Yeah. Have you looked into that Arizona Coues hunt?
Yeah,
Have you done it?
I've done it a couple of years. Yeah,
Have you killed one yet?
Yeah, haven't. It's a tough one, but it is really fun.
Tough, very tough.
Yeah.
Like that was like next level. Yeah.
Yeah, now they're making that a little bit trickier now too.
Oh, are
down in
they?
Arizona, yeah, they have like limited quotas and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
I actually got a Barbary sheep tag in New Mexico too this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This year?
This year.
Wow, man, you're just like
that's like
rolling in it this year.
That one's in like February.
Okay, so you got 4 hunts this year.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that one's and that's like any weapon.
Oh, is it?
rifle or
Okay.
bow. Yeah, Trail and I both drew that. So that's like a
It's
species.
pretty hard to find those on public, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty tricky.
Yeah, and there's like a few spots where they're at, and like.
Yeah, it seems like one of those hunts from just talking to people. You'll be looking a lot, and then once you do find them, it's like you find them.
You're gonna try to do it on public.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
DIY.
Yep. Yeah. Trail and I will head down there.
Have you hunted New Mexico before?
No, I've heard it's the best though for elk. Trail tells me he's never seen elk rut that hard before.
Yeah. Well, I only have one experience hunting there, and it was in like, I'll say the unit because it's already been said 100 times, but it was like Unit 9, which is like right outside of Albuquerque. It's like probably the worst unit in New Mexico. Like seriously,
Yeah.
and it just got overhunted.
Right.
And so that's when I was filming for Dan, and I don't want to go super into it because I've talked a lot about it on the podcast and stuff, but it was just really sketchy because there was private ranches on like all sides of it, and they were doing super sketchy stuff. Me and Dan got kicked off of public by an armed guard lying, telling us we were on private, and like Dan almost got in a fight with this dude. Like they were flying helicopters at low altitudes, scaring the elk off the public back onto private. One time we finally spotted some elk and we were about to go on a stalk, and these 2 dudes just out of nowhere get out of this like $80,000 pickup truck in blue jeans and just start walking towards the elk and just pushing them back onto the private. And like tons of stuff like that happened the whole time, like hardcore hunter harassment, like just bad. But hopefully,
So there's a lot of big ranches in Unit 9 then?
Yeah. Well, not a lot. There's like 2 big ones. There's Elkins, and then there's Floyd Lee. And the Floyd Lee was the one that was not just us. They were intimidating and kicking off multiple hunters. And we heard stories from local guys that they've been doing it for years. One guy even said like, "Don't mess with them. Like they'll gag and bag you, and you'll wake up like in the desert after getting your butt kicked." Like sketchy stuff, dude.
Oh boy.
So anyway,
What'd you guys do then? Did you end up like telling somebody?
we did. We told the game wardens. We called it in. They apparently investigated it. I kind of lost track of where it went, but
Right.
the game wardens did come out, and it was a pretty big deal, and we just kind of went away from that
Right.
that contested area. And again, we did find some elk on like the last day, but just then that whole tough situation happened. But
Yeah, that would
it was a tough unit.
that would be terrible.
It was the worst.
Make it a tough unit, then you have that on top of it.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. It was just like, because anytime you have like a resource that's worth a lot of money, you have people that are wanting to protect that and be
Right.
greedy,
Yeah.
and so it just created this weird like seedy kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me just check, make sure there's anything else I wanted to ask you. I think we hit everything I wanted to talk about. Anything else that I didn't? Oh, I heard you say on one that you're a sicko. You can wear the same underwear for 10
Oh
days.
yeah,
I'm the same.
My gear list, yeah,
I do the same thing.
I had a bunch of funny
I'm glad
takes.
there was somebody else that can do that.
yeah. I've learned that from Trail and Brady. So
Yeah, I mean,
nobody brings extra underwear. It's like you're dirty, so what's the difference?
yeah, just flip it inside out if you
Yeah,
have to.
yeah. 2 in 1.
Yeah, I think that was it, man. It was cool to get to know you a little bit. I guess, where can people find you if they want to check you out more?
Yeah, I got my contact information on the GoHunt website. We have like a team page. You guys
Yeah.
can find a lot of my stuff. And then be sure to check out By Blood, our new GoHunt original on YouTube. We're doing a giveaway for it too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so check that out. We're trying to get to 100K subscribers. We're almost there.
Okay.
We're like 94.
You're gonna film any of your hunts this year? You're still not sure yet?
Yeah, we're going to film the New Mexico
Okay,
archery
sweet.
elk hunt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trail and I.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, that would be on the lookout for that one. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
All right, dude.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate
for
your time,
having me,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, dude.